Hello, everybody, and welcome to module number 2. Great job so far on module 1. I've loved watching your videos, getting to know some of you, saying hello to some friendly faces that I've had the pleasure of having in other classes. Let's go ahead and jump right into this module. Have you ever asked yourself, why does the media exist? Most media messages serve at least one of three purposes, either to educate and inform, to entertain, or to sell or persuade. Those are the three main purposes of the media. We'll take a look at those three in the first section of this module, and we'll also analyze the statement, the media wants to sell you something. Have you ever thought that yourself? Or perhaps you've heard that. That is probably a common phrase you have heard, but what that really means is the media wants to convince you of something. At least that's the way that we are going to look at it for this course. While there might not necessarily be a sale in the manner of which we expect a cash exchange for sale of something, we are going to look at how they would want to convince you of something. So usually that means they want to convince you to purchase or participate in a particular product or a service that they are trying to share with you, or they're trying to share and impress their ideologies on you. For example, when you watch the television and you see an advertisement for an upcoming sporting event. That sporting event is the product. That's the product they're trying to convince you or sell you to come to. An example of ideologies, most recently, we have the Olympic Games coming up, and Sha'Carri Richardson was left off of the Olympic committee or the Olympic team. The USATF, USA Track and Field, is a governing body, and they have a specific set and idea of how they expect their athletes to perform and how they expect them to train and prepare to eventually represent their organization. That's ideology, and that is something that we're going to specifically take a look at. We'll also take a look at a great example from the NCAA. They have 3 different PSAs, public service announcements, that they've created regarding the concept of opportunity. And they're promoting the idea of how they want the public to interpret the concept of becoming a student athlete at an NCAA school under the 3 categories of academics, well-being, and fairness. So you'll watch these 3 videos and you'll understand that the NCAA is trying to impress upon you, they're trying to persuade you, or they're trying to educate you on the fact that these are the 3 different concepts. This is the way that you will progress as a student athlete, whether it's you specifically as that student athlete, a family member of yours, a son or a daughter, whatever it is. This is the idea of what it means to be an NCAA student athlete. So that is the concept of ideology. They are trying to convince you of a specific concept or idea, and that's what we'll take a look at on the first page. From there, we'll go on to the next section, and we'll briefly discuss marketing, more specifically target marketing. And marketing is an integral part of media design, specifically when we discuss the notion that the media is designed for the sale of a product or an idea, so like we just talked about. And members of the media utilize target marketing to maximize their impact. And there'll be several different things that we'll take a look at. And there is some different articles that I've included in there. Please, please, please read those articles. It is part of your course. I've broken up all the different material, as I've said before, in different ways for you to consume. If you were just coming on here to listen to me talk and lecture, you would get bored. If you were just reading material that's typed on the page, you would get bored. So I've tried to break it up in different ways. That doesn't mean it's optional. It's for you to maximize your time and your effort and your learning opportunity here in this class. So make sure that you read those articles. I really want you to have a great understanding of each of the topics so you can use this in whatever career field or whatever area of interest that you are continuing on to take as you progress through your degree here at Wayne State. So with that being said, after we talk about target marketing, we will talk about media literacy. And this is a big portion of our course this semester. Media literacy, according to the National Association of Media Literacy Educators, is the ability to assess, analyze, evaluate, create, and act using all forms of communication. More specifically, media literacy builds upon the foundation of traditional literacy and offers new forms of reading and writing. Specifically, media literacy empowers people to be critical thinkers, effective communicators, and engaged citizens. So, how do we do that? How do we become savvy media literacy students and members of society? We'll review the definition of key terms to get us started. We'll take a look at key concepts. We will review the principles of being a sender or a creator of a media message. I know many of you discussed or shared in your videos that you have the career ambitions to be designers of media, to be coaches, to be marketers. There are so many different things, athletic directors, so many different things that you guys talked about, yoga instructors. When you are in any of those career fields, you are a creator of some form of message, of some sort of medium, which is therefore potentially a form of media, depending on if you're going to use social media, which most of you probably will, in your careers. So understanding the principles of media literacy and what it means to be a creator or a sender of a media message, and then also what it means to be a receiver of that message. And once you are the receiver, how do you interpret that message? How do you understand what it is? How do you check for accuracy? And how do you identify biases? So we will take a look at that. Biases, fallacies that are in media messages. What are the messages that are encoded in media? So we will take a look at all of those different things, and you will be savvy media literacy students by the time we're done with this section, at least with this course. At the end of the media literacy section, there's a video. We'll actually see several different videos from this particular organization throughout our course. They've done a fantastic job reviewing the specific areas related to media literacy and media design. And they do a great job of producing this video, so it is very visually pleasing, which I commend them on because, after all, it is a video that you're watching, which is a piece of media. So they do a great job. Instead of me lecturing here or you reading another article, I've utilized a video from a nonprofit organization, and they do a fantastic job covering several of these different topics. So I'm excited for us to utilize those videos this semester. The gentleman that is the host of the videos, his name is Jay Smooth, and he does a great job talking about some of these concepts and principles. So after you watch that video, that brings us to the next section, which is media ownership. Have you ever asked yourself, who owns the media? It's kind of an interesting question when you think about it. There's a lot of thought-provoking questions that I've put within this particular section. The media is one large web of partnerships and deals and mergers, and you've probably heard about some of them. We've looked at some of them in a few of the courses that I teach. So we'll look at an example of the media and the media conglomerate web that is out there. It is changing daily. I did include a image in there of what that web looks like. It is not 100% accurate. I will admit that because things have changed since that image was created. So it's a general concept for you to understand the web. So don't take that image word for word. The image itself isn't updated since recent mergers and so many things during COVID that happened. So it is just an introduction for you to take a look at that particular image. But media outlets exist and appear as any medium that controls the distribution of information. So mass media has never been more consolidated now, and there are in general 5 to 6 different giant conglomerates that control about 90% of the media. What you read, what you listen to, what you watch, and as a result, many popular media entities have begun consolidating all their work under certain umbrella corporations. For example, the Disney company owns a wide number of media platforms. They own ABC, they own ESPN, they are involved in a variety of the different streaming services now. They own local newspapers, they own local radio stations. So, and by local, that's local to us, but that is a nationwide and a global effort that they have to share their media messages. So we can get down a rabbit hole on this particular topic, but we're just going to dip our toes in the water here for this particular topic. The Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, sets limits on the number of broadcast stations, meaning television and radio, one entity can own, as well as the limits on the common ownership of broadcast stations and newspapers. So there is regulation. I don't mean to tell you that everybody's controlling everything. It's not a monopoly. The FCC does a great job of reviewing the media ownership. The rules, every 4 years, they determine whether the rules are in the public interest and whether or not they need to modify the regulations and determine whether or not it meets the criteria. So the FCC is doing a great job of monitoring all that. You can't just purchase everything if you have a lot of money, because then we would all think alike, and that's no fun, right? We want to have a difference of opinions. That's healthy. That's good. So I love when people kind of go head to head on different topics, whether it be about sport or different opinions, because that means we get to have our own opinions. And it's such a great thing that we get to have our own opinions and express our own opinions. We will also, in our last section, finally, as we get to the end, discuss the difference between media relations and public relations. Now, some of us have already studied this under other courses, but we'll review that for those of you who haven't, so that we are all at least on the same page for this course. Media relations and public relations are terms that are often used interchangeably. And contrary to popular belief, they're very two different topics. Media relations accomplishes one goal, while public relations accomplishes another. Public relations is the act of connecting and communicating through the various relationships a business or an organization may have formed with the public, while media relations can be described as a company's external interactions with editors, reporters, journalists, or members of the media. So we'll just review that quickly, because again, some of you come from different courses or haven't quite reviewed that yet in your studies. So we'll get a foundation for that and what media and public relations actually mean. After you've completed reviewing each of the pages within this module, watch the videos and read the articles. That will bring you to the discussion and the assignment portion of our module. Again, there will be a discussion and assignment at the end of each of our modules. If you have any questions about any of those things along the way, whether it be the topics that we talk about, the videos that we watch, the articles that we read, or the assignments and discussion, let me know. Reach out. I have a variety of different ways you can connect with me via email. We can Zoom. We can talk on the phone. You can send a message here within Canvas. Whatever it is that you are most comfortable with, I am here to help you be successful. So, with that said, good luck with this module. I'm excited to see what you guys uncover and all of the different fun things that you submit for your assignment and discussion posts. If you need anything, let me know. Other than that, have fun.